You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Analysts floored as Trump's birthday bash faces chaotic risk. God has a sense of humor, based on an article by Robert Davis. The White House turned weather into an excuse. The setup. The immediate story is simple. Trump's South Lawn UFC event faced a real chance of delay or cancellation because of thunderstorms, heavy rain, wind, punishing humidity, insects, and a lightning rule that would freeze the event. That is the context. The political story is what the reporting brushes past. The White House chose to stage a vanity spectacle in the open air and then reacted like reality had committed a personal insult. Who has power? The actor with actual institutional power here is not the Weather Channel, and not the fighters, and not the commentators laughing on social media. It is the White House. It decided to host the event, set the venue, and then used official channels to lash out at a weather report. That matters because power is not just the ability to stage the event, it is the ability to turn the machinery of government into a mouthpiece for ego. The decision was the problem. The decision that enabled the outcome was self-inflicted. If you put a combat sport on the South Lawn in June and then discover the weather is hostile, that is not a revelation about nature. It is a planning failure dressed up as drama. The fighters do not control the schedule. The Weather Channel does not control the venue. The people who decided to turn the White House into a promotional set do. The blame was already being reassigned. The ugly part is how quickly the blame shifts downward. The White House's reported response was not to own the risk or acknowledge the obvious limitations of the setup. It attacked the messenger, calling the report the work of a friendless loser. That is the familiar reflex of institutions that cannot defend the substance of their choices, insult the observer, degrade the reporter, and try to make basic reporting sound like sabotage. Weather as political theater. The article treats the storm risk like a punchline, but the deeper fact is that this administration appears eager to convert even weather into a partisan performance. The chaos is not meteorological. The chaos is institutional. Public space, public staff, and public communication are being bent around a personal spectacle, then defended with the language of grievance and contempt. The event becomes less important than the posture around it. The pattern. This is what political decay looks like at the small scale. Power staging entertainment, officials confusing criticism with persecution, and a public institution behaving like a fan club that can't tolerate inconvenience. The weather may delay the fights. The larger damage is already visible. A White House that cannot distinguish governance from self-promotion will always treat reality as the enemy and the public as an audience to be managed, mocked, or misled. You've been listening to Systemic Error, thanks to Raw Story for today's article, with the automated voice of Lesak. Thanks for listening.